Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we are going to be installing a stereo in the Jeep. So, let's take a look at what comes in the box. First off, we have our CAN bus module. This is going to talk to the Jeep's interface. This comes with this stereo because it's an all-in-one unit. As you can see, we're going to have a new plastic dash piece to put in. We have an aftermarket connector. This is going to have some fun stuff for, say, your parking brake. It's got a K1, K2, AV out, camera out, so that's for your backup camera. We have a ground right here, and we have IR in. Lots of little things. Go through that a little more later. We have an antenna adapter. We have USBs. We have amplifier plugins. And you know what's really cool, which I noticed? This has a subwoofer, a center, left, right, rear, left, right. Pretty cool. We have a GPS antenna, which is that. We have a Bluetooth microphone. And then the main unit, which is right here. This is upside down. Let's see if I can put it down right here. So as you can see, once it's fired up, you'll see the screen better. But yes, that is the majority of it. This is our top tray, which will sit on the top, which will make more sense later. And that is it for what's inside the box. So, if you're wondering about brand, that is the brand that I went with. Let's see if this focuses in. Focus, there it is. They make this screen, I believe it's a 10.6 inch. It's something different. Usually I, stick to Pioneer or Kenwood or someone, but I really wanted to give this a shot after they approached me, and of course, I think it'd be just really cool to have like a 10-inch screen inside the Jeep. And they've got this kit just narrowed so well down that I had to give it a try. It's like having an iPad in the dash. Things that I've been told, you don't get SiriusXM with it. Who cares? I'm actually going to remove my account because SiriusXM is garbage quality of audio anyway. So first part of disassembly is just grabbing this cup holder, and you should be able to just get it out of here with your hands. You might have to get the rubber out first, but just pull it forward. When you do that, you're going to see we expose a screw right here. See that one screw? Perfect. Up here, grab the rubber tray. And then when we pull that out, there's a screw right here. So loosen off this screw to expose the plate and loosen off this screw right here. Once you get the two 7mm out, you can come over here, just stick your finger in here. You're just gonna pull on this. Let's see if I can do it. Just like so. Take out the 7mm here, and you'll notice that there's another 7mm right here on the other side of the steering wheel. So if you're looking at your steering wheel like so, and you go to the adjustment lever right here, grab that, pull it down, and lock it in. That way it gives us as much exposure as we can to the top end. After you've done so, grab right here, pull forward, and it's gonna pull a little bit up, then just work this around. There's just a bunch of pop clips on it. So I broke my pop clips loose first. I mean, literally once you break the first side and you get over here, this will just lift out like so, and look at that magic. We've completely have access. So from this point, 7mm to pull out the old stereo. Literally all you do is you pull it out. After that, you might have to lift these tabs just a little bit with your finger, these metal tabs, but once you get it forward, all your connections are right there. Disconnect everything on the back end of this stereo. Let's go over tabs on the bottom. So they're just duck tabs. You push them down when you pull them out. That was a duck tab. This was a duck tab. These were miniature duck tabs on the bottom. And then once they're all slid out, now we're ready to go take these pieces out to the new plastic. We're gonna have to move these trim pieces over to the new one. All right, so if you look at the top of these, there's a clip. You have to move this clip past there, so you can either A, sink it in with a screwdriver. See if I can get you some more light. Somehow while I'm doing this. Heck, I'll just show you on here. So see, this is the clip. All you're doing is you're sinking it in, like so, and turning. So, right here, if I can get it on camera for you, you literally have to squeeze it in and then turn it like that. And then now, it comes out the front. From here, take some plastic side cutters that can make some clean cuts, and you're just gonna clean cut right along here and get that piece of plastic out of here. What I like to do is if you rest it somewhat like this and you have a nice pair of side cutters, you can just do that. Go up to this one, and yeah, just basically set it up. And Jeep vent's really easy. Just put it in so the Jeep emblem's right here, slide it in, turn it sideways, it locks in. Now, flip this over. What we need to do is go over to here and take these little silver clips off of here and just bend them off of here and then slip them onto here, and make sure you maybe give them a squeeze with a pair of pliers. Do the same with this piece, just transfer all those clips. You don't have to squish them with pliers or anything, they're just plastic. So once you clip them back in, they look good. I put the vents in. Now all that's left to do is we can start bringing our wiring inside, and we can see where we want to put stuff. So for hiding some of the wires, you might want to get in behind your glove box. The reason why is it will allow us to, one, have a storage area, and two, it will give you a place to put the USB that comes with this. So if you flip it forwards like so and squeeze this in, see how it does that? It just slips right out of the hooks that are down below. Put this off to this side. Once we have this is just amplifier wiring. This is for a previous video. If you want to go watch how I install an amplifier, go right ahead. I have that for this Jeep. But now if you want to, you can put in your antenna adapter, and your antenna is going to be this one, the white one. This one is probably the Sirius XM antenna right here. So if you use this thinner one, it might not give you as good reception. If it even fits in there, it looks like it might. That's why I'm bringing that up. So I would suggest that you put it in this one right here. After you do that, you can connect your pack module in. That's there, the CAN bus module. And then yeah, if you really want to, you can actually put this part back on for right now, because we're not going to really need to get over there unless you want to put your Bluetooth mic over there. Now, if I were you, I would actually put your mic on this side, or even up here if you really wanted. The reason why I say this is it keeps it away from the window. If you have a soft top or something, you might get a lot of wind noise over there. So if you keep it over here, then it'll also pick up your passenger if your passenger's talking, and it'll pick you up pretty well. You could put it in the factory location, which is up in the corner, but again, this is up to you. So if you want to put your antenna right here, like I recommend, I suggest you clean this off with alcohol pad if you have it. If you don't have an alcohol pad, you can just clean it and make sure it dries. Now there's a seal back here. Watch this. See my fingers? I'm gonna show you again. See if I can move it over to show you better. See how you can see my finger right there? Casting a shadow. So all you're gonna do is tuck it in and around. Pretty easy. Line the barb up, sink it in. Once you sink it in, just leave it hanging here. We'll connect that to the module afterwards for your power antenna. So one thing I found out is your knee basher plate here is definitely something it'll hold on to. So if you want to, you could just put it on the knee basher. You could also put it up here. Now the thing is some people might say, oh, but you want it skyward. If you want it skyward, you could zap strap it up here if you really wanted to. You have some clips and stuff up here that you can zap strap to. So if you want to, right here might be your option. I'm just gonna put it down here, see how the reception goes. If all else fails, it's nothing for me to take off the two bolts and move it up there. I just would prefer it to be on more metal, and since that goes to the frame, it might try to use the entire body of the vehicle as an antenna to accelerate it a little bit. Wondering how I got it here so easy. I literally just stuck, like you can see my fingers right there on the other side. All you do is you literally stuff your antenna in there, grab it right here and put it right there. We're gonna zap strap all the extra up and over here. So when you put this in, you literally just pop all the clips back in. Once you pop the clips back in, put your kick panel back on. The one thing is with this piece is you don't reuse those screws, so you don't tie this one back in. It's actually just held in by the kick panel. I would have preferred if they would have put the screws so you could tie it back in, but guess once you put the stereo in, the stereo is going to hold it in too. When it comes to the USB ports, just see that light. That's my glove box light in there. You're literally going to feed them just into here and then catch them with your fingers. Alright, so now that our USBs are run into the glove box, as you can see, close the glove box up. Already put that back in. Now, let's connect up, well, for me, since I have an amplifier, I'm going to connect up my RCAs. And that's pretty easy. Just follow your front rights, your front right, your front left, your rear right, your rear left, and then of course the other weird thing is this one's only got one sub. So if you have a sub amplifier or monoblock that requires to have the left and right plugged in, you might need to get a Y adapter. Alright, let's go over the wiring. So we have our pack module side. So what this is telling you is if you have a factory amplifier, that would be your factory amplifier wire. So if you would go to your stereo set of things, which is this side, you'll see there is an amplifier con right here. This you would either put a bullet connector on or whatever you'd like to do, but you could cut and solder that onto there. That would be fire up your factory amplifier. Now you also see you have a parking brake. Now if this doesn't work like a Pioneer, what you could be able to do is take this parking brake. You'll see there's a ground right here. You should be able to maybe just suck this into here, and that would ground out the parking brake switch. So that way, if you start up your vehicle and stuff, you can watch and do some of your content stuff while driving if you have a child in the car. If you don't want to do that, that is completely fine, and you would just put it to this brake wire. So that way it would tell your parking brake, it would basically tell your parking brake that it's grounded. So what you would actually do is you could connect this brake wire with this ground wire, and then that way you don't have to worry about your stereo wondering if it isn't. If you are looking to have the parking brake function, then you would put these two together. Otherwise, solder these two together and leave them. Power antenna, which is this one, in with these two with the amplifier turn on, which is the amp con right here. So you could wire that in if you wanted to, so that way it comes on as soon as you turn the vehicle on if you're using a powered antenna. And this is just key 1, you're not going to really use that, and same with key 2. You're going to see that you have reverse. So this reverse wire would go to backup camera. So that would be this purple wire. So you could take this purple wire, wire it to backup or your reverse camera, so that way when you go to fire up your backup camera, again, your backup camera will turn on when you shift the vehicle into reverse. And then the rest of these are just inputs. So you have an auxiliary in, so if you wanted to hook up a left-right RCA to auxiliary adapter, so you can plug it into headphone jacks, which is very quickly disappearing off of phones, you could do that, but to me there's no point. Then there's video in, so you can do a video in from like a Blu-ray player or something, or a DVD player, because it's only 1080p. You have AV out, so you can actually send video signal out. So let's say you had headrest TVs, you can plug in 2 headrest TVs right here. So you would just plug this yellow into the yellow on your headrest TVs. Then you have, of course, camera in, so that would be from your backup camera. You would put your backup camera RCA in right here after you put that reverse wire on. Don't forget to power your backup camera with you could use that ground wire that's on here, put the ground of the backup camera to that, and then of course you could wire the power for the backup camera off of the amp turn on, or whichever you'd like to do. You could even wire in a relay if you really wanted to, or just wire it so that way the backup camera actually powers on when you back up, and by doing that you would just wire it into that backup camera wire, and that would send power to it to turn on when you go into reverse. So before we put this in, let's go over it. We've got our antenna plugged in, we have our microphone plugged in, GPS is plugged in. Right beside that, which is right here, is our USBs. our pre-outs are plugged in for our amplifiers. Again, you might not even need those plugged in if you're not hooking up an external amplifier. Good to leave it in there just in case you do later on, and that way you don't lose them. This right here is your extended AV out connections and other ones like your reverse out and all that other fun stuff. Below that is our speaker wire ones, and then below that is our power ones. So just sync those in. Again, these only fit in one way, but just giving you a tutorial. Make sure that you sync these in through the back metal plate. Don't have them so they get pinched. So just now we're gonna do the fun part. We're gonna wiggle wires around and get them to sink in, and then after that we'll turn it on and see if we can get any sound and stuff out. Moment of truth. Whoa, that was quick. Holy smokes, that looks cool. So if we open it up, you can automatically see that that's a really cool feature to have. That big screen just, it stands right out. Now, some things when you're installing this, make sure the lip, you'll see that it tries to curl underneath. You have to lift the lip with your fingers as you're sliding this in. Once you get that lip in, it seats a little better. I've tried to play with this. I think it's just from the mold they're using. Maybe it's just over time it's changed a little bit, but as you can see, it does lift a little bit all the way around the edge. It's as you can see, like that. I just wanted to show you. Around the edges here, it looks pretty good. This edge, it again, I think it's just the mold, but it's a little bit. But again, it just depends on how picky you're going to be. It's in though. When you're putting this in, before you put the cup holder, like I did back in here, or the little holder in here, that is where you can check to see and make sure your deck is getting enough clearance. You might have to move some of those wires and stuff out of the way. But after it sits in there, it sits really well. You'll see it sits into the bezel. You put this screw back in, you go up here, you make it sit back in. Just make sure these vents seat back in to the hole properly. You see the foam go in, and then that way you'll know that it's set in proper. Let's go over the features of this thing. So let's say you're gonna click on a song. You could just go over here, of course, go through. I've already got a USB connected. Ooh, put this back to shuffle. You could click here, and then you can click on all songs, and it's going to just, you can start skipping through using your controls on the back end. See? Yay. Things to note, you can't answer phone calls. It won't let you. Just something to keep in mind. There is a SD port right here, a little micro SD slot. You could use this for if you want to update maps. We'll go into that in a little bit. And of course, this is where we put our USB. That's where mine's hanging around. I have not yet found where you can play Bluetooth music. I've gone through the Bluetooth menu. I don't care much for the Bluetooth music anyway, because of the fact that I use a USB stick, way better quality. I suggest if you have aftermarket speakers or you want a little bit better quality music, that you do use a USB stick, because Bluetooth is a very marginal bit rate and it's not very good at all. On top of this, let's continue. If you want to download some pictures, of course, you can go into here. If you put some USB pictures on your thumb drive, you should be able to download them into here. As you can see, I don't really have any. Oh look, it found the red. I could probably use that if I wanted to, but I won't. But you could save some photos on here, or maybe you could Bluetooth some photos over to your head unit, and you could probably just, yeah, be able to put that as a background. Now let's go back here. Still getting used to a few things with this. Now let's go through the settings. First things that I did with this. So if you want, set up your Bluetooth. Very easy, right? Go through here, just make sure it's all on here. As you can see, it's got my devices, bam. Pretty easy. Just find the device KSP, and then there's your pin. Once you connect to it, it's pretty much set up. Follow what it says on your phone to connect to it. Display, this is also easy accessible through here, so you can set up how bright your display is. What's a couple other things? Bluetooth display. This is your equalizer. Very, very cool. remember it, because that's how you're going to do your settings. If you go to fader, look at how cool this is. You can, like, the fade on this is really neat. I like it. Of course, you can hit reset. It'll go back to center. That's a good way to figure out if you plugged your speakers in the right ports, if you've used an amplifier. What else do we have here that I want? Okay. We've covered Bluetooth. Wi-Fi, that's up to you if you want to connect to the Wi-Fi of your house. That's cool for updates and stuff like that, if you want to be able to do that. As you can see, it's also good for downloading apps. So if you want to download maybe your own GPS app, you can. Screenshots, I don't know why, but yeah, you could do that, I guess. Storage, memory, users, blah, 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 blah. Location is on, of course. Make sure your language is set. Make sure you have the proper time zone in. And these are navigation stuff. We'll do more of this. Driving settings. Take a look at this. Watching video while driving and stuff. So you don't actually need one of the, you didn't really need to ground that wire like I did, but whatever, I still did it. So that way I didn't have to try and mess around, and I was already soldering anyway, so I didn't really, it wasn't like it was anything extra. Extra settings. This is for people with backup cameras and also other stuff. Play music automatically. I have that check marked. If you plug in your reverse or your backup camera to this, and for some reason it's the wrong way, this, if you click this, it'll reverse it. Reversing volume. I don't know why they'd need that. And then rear view ruler. This is so you can get the little lines on your backup camera. Something that could be useful for yourself. What else do we have here? Yeah, that was the extra settings. Okay, for the clock, that was in, is that this setting? Date and time, yeah. Date and time. I have the GPS stuff off. The reason why is when I had the updated time stuff through the GPS, it kept setting me to like Hong Kong time or something, so I just got rid of it. I actually just set the dates and stuff like that and set the time myself and called it a day. As you can see, if you don't want the 24-hour, you can do this, and then look at that, it's 8:54 p.m. Cool. What else do we have here? So that's majorly through the settings. Let's go back here. Let's go through the major things you're going to be doing. So if you're setting up EQ and stuff, it's all right here. Brightness, volume, that's all this. Once you click on music, now this is something to remember. Don't hit the back button. It will turn off your music. Hit the home button. When you do that, bam, it's right there. If you're looking for a particular song, hit File Browse. If you do that, hit the USB, and look at all your songs are here. And you can just go through here to find the song that you want. There's a couple other ways. There was one other way I did earlier. I think it was if I swipe down here, Explore. Aha, check this out. So if you hit Explore, you can search. So let's say I'm looking for some DMX. Bam, there's all my DMX. Good way to search for songs if you want to. I See Stars, or just I See. Bam, it pops up. So that's a helpful tip for that. Gallery we've already gone through. File Browse. You can swipe for more. A look calculator, yay. What else do we want? If we go, there's your radio for if you want to access radio. I've been playing with the navigation. That is really, really cool. So if we go to navigation, let it load up. Doesn't take too long. It might, the first time you load it up, it does take a little while. Now, let's play around with this. Destination. Now, if you're gonna be putting in find address and you want to put in some stuff, let's put in another address. Let's see, the last place I was looking at was in Mission. Actually, let's look up, whoa, not what I want. All right, let's look up a place, Port Coquitlam. There's an address I just looked up recently. Port Coquitlam, bam. Street name, Oxford. Oh, look it just found a Opus Coast Meridian. Oxford connector, sweet. Let's put in a random number. Let's put in 1, 9 to the 7, 0. Done. Take me there. Oh, look it. That's right where it is. There's a little some stuff there. Bam. Showing your route. Now, there's a reason why I'm showing you this. This is cool. It's going to tell you how many kilometers, which I'm going to show you how to switch this to kilometers if you are kilometers. And of course this. Oh, look at CO2. Gosh, I feel so mean. All right. Oh, also route options. So, press go. Now, it used to look like this, arrival time. I wanted more. If you click it, it'll give you time left, arrival time, and distance left. Really cool, right? It's currently looking for the satellites. Now, one thing I noticed, which you'll notice too, I'm sure, is as you're driving, it goes blank and it has this black screen with the speed you're going on it, which is useless. I wouldn't suggest ever using that screen. There's the little power off button. If you hit that, then it'll stay on this screen. Highly suggest doing that. Hit menu. Let's go into this. Settings. So you've got your sounds and your warnings. I instantly turn off the speed warnings because it's got the there. Go through your speed warnings. Disable that. It's so annoying. The moment you go a little bit over in a area it thinks you might be, yeah, it'll do that. Toll booth warnings. You can turn that on if you're in the States. Warning signs, curves, corners, lanes, passing. Really kind of cool. Alert points. Yeah, you can set some stuff if you really want to. Advanced settings. Oh, volume. If you do want the lady to talk to you, you can turn it down a little bit because she really yells. Alert beeps. Things like that. Oh yeah, that was the other thing back there. You can change the girl's name or change it. I'm currently set as Amy. You can set, Espanol, and like different ones like this. Go ahead, play with it a little bit. Dave. Hi, Dave. Ooh, you can make it James, the UK guy. So if you want a UK guy to start talking to you, go ahead and play with that. Who knows? Unless you like that American Amy. What else do we have here? Driving time management. Oh yeah, ask for wait time. Where is it here? Oh yeah, this is to customize your quick menu on the front. So you can actually customize this. So currently I have these buttons. If I click this, you can set them to map settings, visuals, where am I, things like that. Like you can, GPS info. So you can set these up to whatever you want. There's tons of them. I'm not going to go through them all. You can make a separate video just on that. You can set different user profiles. So if I like it a certain way, and then say if I have a wife and she likes another way, you can set different profiles for different people. Route settings. Of course, navigation route is on-road, off-road. Oh yeah, this will show you which is green, which is short, which is easy, which is fast. So set for which one you want to do. Highways, you can set on and off paid toll areas and stuff. Carpool HOV, so if you have more than 2 people. Let's see here, traffic. You can set this to detours. Regional, this is huge. English, units and formats, bam. I have my fuel economies 1 to 100 kilometers, and yeah, metric ton, whatever you want to use. Doesn't matter. This is for your date and time stuff. Back. Trip monitor. Why is this cool? Oh yeah, you can have auto saving. So as you are doing this log collection, where is it here? There is, I think it's just trip monitor that I clicked for before. And what is really cool is it allows you to go and set up so you can see all the trips and combined, like at the end of your trip when you arrive to your destination, it'll actually ask you, did this get you to your destination? If you click yes, it'll give you a summary, how long it took you to get there, how long you were stopped for at red lights. It's really cool for actually tracking, hey, I make it to work or I make it here much more quicker if I leave at this time rather than this time. But yeah, well, that's what it was right there. I just skipped by it. Trip monitor. I haven't saved anything, but it will actually keep track of everything that you save there. Really cool. I actually like this GPS, which is crazy to say. For updating, more options. I think there were updates and extra. There you go. You would go to this website and you download all your updates from there. Again, I'm guessing you would update it either through the Wi-Fi of the unit, or you would just simply plug in a micro USB with the update and you could download it. But other than that, oh yeah, I've already set my country, so I'm good. View map, I like it. It's really, really cool. Again, it's not picking up anything right now because I am inside my garage. But where I placed the microphone, this has been a great Bluetooth spot. I've made a ton of Bluetooth calls. Everyone seems to be hearing me, so it's great. And that's even with the window down. And then the GPS antenna being in here on the kick plate has been really good too. Of course, I don't expect it to read when I'm in an underground or in my garage, so it's fine. Not even my Garmin does that. So anyways, I hope this gave you an overview a bit of this stereo. I really do. I'm enjoying it. If you have additional, or if there's additional things that I think will be annoying to other people, is the fact it doesn't do the I haven't had any luck with the Bluetooth music aspect of this. If you're buying this, it might be really cool for you to buy the DVR functions, so that way you can do your TPS monitoring and stuff like that. It might be something. Oh look, a camera. No, we're not doing any of that. But there is some different stuff you can get. I was looking online for these units. But yeah, the only annoying thing was the Bluetooth thing. Other than that, if you're setting up amplifiers, make sure that you set your HBF and LPF on your amps. Because there isn't much of that adjustment on here, which is fine. This is actually a pretty loud unit. I couldn't tell you the voltage of the pre-outs. You might have to turn up the gains on your amp a little bit to get the bass you want. Just make sure you don't start clipping and you're fine. Other than that, I found the unit to be very clean. I'm not going to try and record it over the microphone of a camera because there's no point. The sound will just sound pretty garbagey. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Let me know if this helped you out. This is my review of the deck itself. And so far, I think it is a great investment. If you're looking to purchase one of these stereos, click the link in the description below. It'll show you the different options you have, like backup camera, TPS module, OBD2 reader, so that way it plugs into here and shows you all your gauges and little things like that.